So one of the technologies which have become the trend is the beam steering technology. This technology is very expensive to do, but these technologies need sophisticated software engineers that really understand the simulation. This is a technology which is gradually finding its progress into the market.
Being from Germany, you already know that some of the best acoustic brands are German, like Sennheiser and Bose.
Yeah.
Are they made in China or are they made in Germany?
Depends on level. Some made in China, some made in Germany. And often it's about the quantities. So actually one of our clients is competing with Bose, so in their market.
But they're sourcing from China?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the location is not the key of the product quality. It's more about where do I have the necessary quality of engineering that can extract and consistently make this last level of things.
So has China, or let's just say Asian suppliers, have they reached that level of engineering sophistication to match, let's say, the made in Germany high-level acoustics?
Let's say most of the high, medium volume products for those famous audio brands are actually made in China and often by Taiwanese companies.
Wow.
Just like your Nike shoes and your Adidas shoes.
And the ones that say actually made in Germany, are they doing this kind of thing where the parts come from all over Asia, but
Absolutely.
then one guy is like connecting two
Yes.
things?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Exactly. So one of the technologies which have become as a trend in that professional audio is the beam steering technology.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have a column speaker, where you have many, many speakers, inside the speaker you have many, many amplifiers. And by controlling very short delays, milliseconds delays, they actually form the beam to go downwards. So although it's straight, but the beam will go downwards. Therefore, avoiding the reflection at the other wall and can more focus the things. This technology is very expensive to do, but these technologies need sophisticated software engineers that really understand the simulation, and that's where Europe and also there's US companies for the big stadiums and those things that do it very well. Mm-hmm. But this is a technology which is gradually finding its progress into the market. But because of the high price, the quantity is so low that we only provide the parts and they make the speaker in Germany.
Okay, so Celinius provides the parts. They're assembled in Germany.
Yeah.
And then these are things obviously you cannot buy off the shelf. This has to be custom.
Even this, because you also need a professional installer who's configuring the product and those things, but giving ultimate amazing value to the installation.
So, some final questions here. At what stage of the product development should a company start to contact you?
Actually, with the moment they have they should contact us when they are not confident that their current supply chain can adequately meet their demand and their expected sale has a certain volume. I would say not less than 300 pieces in a year.
Okay.
So we're not like those. Or if you have a common component that you can spread a couple of products, let's say some inductors in the frequency gauges or a woofer or certain things which is a common component across different ranges, and each of the component you can roughly have 500 to 1,000 pieces per order. That's also interesting.
So it could be the total solution, it could be the component.
Yeah, we also sell components, waveguides, just some waveguides to form the sound where inside one speaker you have several, so that and then we can leverage the advantages of local manufacturers here in Taiwan that do have the necessary precision and capabilities at a much more attractive cost.
And even though you're in Taiwan, you're willing to travel anywhere to do certain
Well, I'm in Europe
benchmarking?
3-4 times a year,
Yeah.
and because these acoustic products, it's very difficult to do via video call.
Yeah.
So you want to be with the person in the same room to understand what really matters.
Mhm.
And the other interesting part is when it comes to amplifiers. There are on the market from China, you can buy several ready-made amplifiers, but then until it is really integration ready to meet your needs, we are able to provide engineering support on the design assistance and coordination with the makers, because there the risk is relatively high. So on that level, I usually would not like to contribute my own development. It's also not worth it because it's relatively complex, but there we offer supply chain management services.
Okay, great. Last question. I want to know, as a audio equipment enthusiast myself,
Yes.
where do you see the trends going with this industry after you've been doing this for so many years?
So on the speaker side, I think we have more and more the neodymium speakers. That's why we have all these boom boxes. Can you neodymium, ND is the element.
Okay.
ND, which is responsible for, you used to have these big hi-fi boxes, right? And now you have these small flip speakers that can give you a reason sound. The reason for making it possible is neodymium is the element in the magnets of the woofers that create it. That's also in your cell phone and then in other things. So this has been a major trend over the past, I would say, 10 years. That will continue. The second one is that in the amplifier technology, we see the arrival of gallium nitride power electronics components, which will offer higher efficiency, and that will drive the size of the amplifiers to become smaller. This is a trend coming. Then the second one is the digital audio processing. So to avoid the manipulation of the sound signal, maybe AI will even come into it. So that means that the audio systems will interact by sensing the room environment and then taking this into consideration to manipulate the sound to get a better experience. That's something that is possibly coming in the next few years.
Wow.
To drive it further. Then another interesting technology in the public audio space is the emergence of two standards. One is Dante and AVB for sound via the network, so that you send a sound signal as IP signal through the networks. And you want to make sure that when you have, for instance, a video display, that your video is synchronized with your sound, right? It doesn't look cool when you hear the crowd first and then the ball falls into the goal after that. That's not so cool.
Yeah.
And then maybe if you have seen it when you have a Super Bowl in the US or you have a soccer tournament like the World Cup, if you go on the street and you know everybody's watching the same soccer game, but they cheer at a different time, because the delay is different between the different TV signals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's of course not workable when you do in public audio. So there's AVB, audio video bridging technology.
Audio video
bridging, because when you go through a IP system, you may have different lags.
Right.
So you want to make sure that the lag between the recording and the display is always the same, independent of the network traffic that's in between, because we may go through public networks.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are professional companies that are offering solutions for this. This is also not so easy, because you need to sense the network availability and adjust that depending on the network loading.
I can't even imagine the complexity of
It's not easy at all. It's not easy at all, but there are companies that are involved. And I would say this technology, as in other technologies as well, it usually comes from military, professional, consumer. That's usually the way. So first, all the solar panels and internet was designed by the US military for making themselves safe against the nuclear attack. And then now we use internet everywhere, and solar panels we have everywhere. Solar panels were developed for the satellite power sources. So that's a typical development of any technology that become military professional consumer. And since we're targeting these professional section, applying certain new technologies to underserved markets are opportunities for entrepreneurs to get a step into the door.
Okay, great. So entrepreneurs looking to launch a venture in acoustics, they should contact you. The guys who are established players, they might find the need to contact you. How should we contact you?
Well, you can find us on the internet under www.celinius.com. All the contact details are there, as well as down below in the show notes.
Yep.
Please feel free, but we need to understand first what the use case and what the business case is.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Michael.
Florian.